focusing on AI for business and fan experiences.
Yeah,
What are some of the major things where that you are working on or where you see potential in the short term once the other priorities are covered?
sure. So, look, fan engagement's a huge thing for us. The fans are the lifeblood of our team. I'm a fan, I'm a Reading fan as well, so I know what it's like sitting in the Select Car Leasing Stadium, and I know what it's like to be on that side of the fence. It's how do we hyper personalize things? I think this is where the fan engagement side is going. How do we personalize things for the fans? So, um, it's not bombarding them with tons of different newsletters or things. It's about how do we personalize every communication we have for them. I think I said the other day, we say we have 200,000 fans on a CRM system. I don't want one newsletter that goes out to them. I want 200,000 different versions of that newsletter going out to 200,000 fans. You need to feel
Yeah.
like you're really it's personalized towards you. You're not getting bombarded every day with things. It's, everything that you're getting is valuable, it's worth you opening, and it's not seen as noise.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to like just spam stuff out. Um, and you think, you've got all this amazing, great technology. And, I get pitched stuff every single day that this is how you can engage with your fans and they're going to absolutely love it. It's about building the trust with them and giving them what they want, and the stuff that's valuable to them. And that will change from every single fan. There's not going to be one fan that wants the same thing as the other. So it's just making sure that we get a single view of the fan. They know us, but we need to know them. And that's a big part of building the trust and kind of the fan engagement side of things.
Yeah. So interesting. So you went straight to the authenticated users ultimately, and that's interesting. And that's happy to deep dive into it. We're leaving the top of the funnel and social media and content kind of things. We're talking about the already engaged or based in in your CRM.
Yeah.
What was first action to be able to go down that route of like that fan engagement vision that you see? Like, what are the first things that you put in place or that you changed inside your ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the infrastructure, it's making sure that we've got the storage where we can store our fan data, making sure that it's accessible to the right people internally. Because one of the challenges that you have is that over the years, there's been different systems that have been brought in. So, you have a retail system, you have a fan, CRM, you have stadium system, all these different fragmented, siloed systems that don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
You could have one fan that has had three different email addresses that, counts as three separate fans. It's like, how do you create this single view of the fan? And that's something that we've been building behind the scenes. How do we partner with the right people to kind of create this single view?
Yeah.
Once we have that single view of the fan and we really get a true understanding of what they do, how they operate, all this type of insight, it then allows us to kind of go to the next stage. So there's been a number of things that we've brought in as a club, things like a subscription service for the fans, which will give us better insight, give them better options in how they become a fan or how they have their season ticket. It operates as kind of a subscription as opposed to kind of just a one lump sum season ticket. That will then give them access to different levels, different tiers, but it allows us to help segment the fans' information, and obviously allowing them to consent and pull out of certain things as well. Because what you don't want to do is kind of bombard people with stuff. You want them to actually understand what they're getting, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the next evolution of where we want to take it. Obviously, when we start applying some of the AI stuff and the personalization, it's making sure that the fans can opt in, opt out, do what they want, and agree to what level of communications that they have.
Yeah.
And once we have that trust and authenticity, then we can start, working with a few of the partners that we've got potentially lined up, really personalizing the comms that we do to them, some of the offers that we're doing to them. And then even at the stadium, my vision of where I want to take this is that it's a hyper personalized journey from the second that that you buy your ticket or have your subscription to coming to the stadium. Everything's personalized.
Yeah.
From the offers that we do, from the retail side of things, from the food and beverage, we want to be able to make it seamless. We want to be able to make it easy for the fans. I say AI should be invisible.
Yeah.
It should be something that's a bit like connectivity, right? If your connectivity works, it's great. If it doesn't, you've got a problem.
That has become the topic.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So we want AI to be the same. And it's a really important thing because fans of today will be different to the fans in 3 to 5 years. You're going to have a lot of AI native fans. You're going to have a lot of people whose life is automated. We see the kind of the Netflix generation. Everything's on demand. It works. It's seamless. People expect that as a standard.
Yeah.
We want that experience of being a fan to be similar. We want it to be able to that you come in, you can seamlessly connect to the Wi-Fi at the stadium. You can seamlessly get personalized offers to you. It's not an intrusive thing. It's just a standard. And
Yeah.
that's not a quick journey to get on. It's not something that I'm going to click my fingers and say by December we're going to have that. But it is part of the journey, and it's actually engaging the fans as well. What do they want? It's easy for me to say as the head of AI that we can do this, this, and this, but
Yeah.
actually it's engaging with the fans as well, saying, look, what do you want? How can we make this better for you? And what things are currently causing problems? And if there's a way that we can use technology to alleviate that, then it's great. It helps because it's all about the fan experience. You want to come to the SCL, you want to be having a good time, but equally you want the technology to be seamless. Um, because they're not there for the technology, they're there for football. And I think that's one of the things that I'm very clear on. I could bring in the most amazing AI, the amazing things, but actually they're there to watch a football game. They're football fans. As good as the technology is, they're still there to have a good time, to watch football, and hopefully get 3 points at the end of the day.